What's good, YouTube? Runicks here, back with a new video and a deck profile, something that I've been pretty excited to share. Today's deck is White Forest Centurion. It's a really unique deck, very combo heavy. Now, mind you, it is not a tier 1 deck. It is not like something crazy meta breaking, but it is a fun competitive deck that can still be competitive at the highest level, diamond tier, masters tier, and I just want to go over it just to show what the deck's all about. White Forest Centurion is a very combo heavy deck that bridges to each other. Typically it's from White Forest going into Centurion, and since it's a very combo heavy deck, it is very weak to cards like Nibiru, and it is also weak to Droll and Lock. The deck can still have a lot of gas and play through few hand traps, but yes, you have to be very comfortable with the combo lines of this deck, because on stream I was always at 10 seconds, which you can't see in replays. However, yeah, I struggled quite a lot thinking like 200 IQ of how to break boards and like what to go into. But definitely the deck is very fun to play. By no means is it, again, a tier 1 deck, but it's very fun to play, very rewarding, and has a lot of potential combo lines to go into. Give you a main combo, situational combo, and some replays. So let's get on with this deck profile. White Forest Centurion, or I'd like to say White Centurion. First and foremost, we'd like to introduce the White Forest engine. Nothing has changed. It's almost pretty universal what most White Forest decks look like. It's going to be just getting on with it. We're playing a Stellar. This is probably the weakest card in my opinion, because it uses the normal summon and 3 hand traps could literally stop this card. You usually, if you do resolve it, this card explodes and you have so much combos and it's almost endless. So 1 Stellar, 3 LZ, that's pretty normal. This is your main starter, your favorite starter, but the other great starter is 3 Sylvies. This is your other starter. These two can search each other and just go full combo, synchroing it up, going crazy, and just, yeah, very, very combo heavy. 1 LZ Azamina. These two, 1 LZ and 1 Rushia, are your extenders. These help you just special summon for free and just keep synchroing it up. So that's basically all the White Forest cards, at least in terms of the monsters. Getting on with the Centurion engine that I'd like to share. We're playing 1 Centurion Primera. The reason we're only playing 1 is because budget reasons. I would probably bump it up to 2, but 1 can work only because White Forest complements the deck really well, because we have 4 other copies of tuners. Now, mind you, we're not playing the other new support cards of Centurion just because the deck is very tight. So 1 Centurion Primera here. We're playing 2 Trudeas here. Trudeas is your true starter that can just search you up because you'll already have a Synchro 12. We'll get to the combos in a bit. Now, Centurion Trudea is your starter because it special summons itself from the back row and then puts Primera, and Primera is the one that searches your Synchro 12 lineup here. So Trudea is your starter for this package. We're also playing the 1 Gargoyle. The 1 Gargoyle is your extender. It's not that necessary, but typically it's either going to be discard fodder, or when you open it with other Centurion cards, it can definitely help you Synchro 12. And it's a recycler, because when it's Synchro summon as material, add it to your hand. We're playing 2 Emblema Oaths. This is also an amazing starter. It could also be a blessing and a curse, just depending, because you are locked into special summoning only Centurions if you control that original copy of whatever you placed in the spell or trap. But yes, this is another starter which I will show a combo with this card. The other cards we're playing is 1 Wake Up Centurion. This is your extender, and also, yeah, the extender to send the trap card that complements it. Centurion Phalanx. Phalanx is the one that summons back your Synchro 12, which is typically fodder to be able to keep a level 12 in on the board to continuously recycle your Centurions. Centurions is a very recyclable, usually want to play on your opponent's turn, so it's strong there. And we're playing 2 stand-up Centurions here. We're playing 2 because 3 is a little bit too bricky, and you don't really want to see this all the time in your opening hand with a bunch of hand traps. 2 is just fine, just in case they do get rid of the stand-up Centurion, or you send it for spell and trap fodder. So yes, it works and complements well with the deck. And yes, that is all of the White Forest Centurion engine. Let's just go into the spells and traps now, just to share what we have. We have Synchro Rumble. We're playing this because you can extend towards the end, and because when you summon Crimson Dragon, you could just easily get this card, because you do need tuners for this deck. We're playing 1 Tails, that's normal, 1 Hollowed Azamina, 1 Deception here. And yeah, you only really need 1 Deception, because typically what Deception is going to search for Hollowed Azamina. Hollowed Azamina ends up summoning the Azamina packages, Sylvia and Mu Rusialago. Mu Rusialago ends up searching either going to be Morian or Wanted Sinful Spoils. So in the end, these cards all grab each other. So Deception into Hollowed, Hollowed into Wanted, Wanted into Morian eventually. This is the deck. Now play hand traps as you like, but this is what I'm playing. It's a very hand trap deck. Has, I think, over 17 hand traps. So we're playing 2 Maxis here, that's normal. 1 Ghost Ogre for blue eyes. 3 Ash Blossoms here. 2 Mulcharmy Fuvlas, just because you could send for fodder with stand-up Centurion. So 2 is just a perfect ratio. 1 Nibiru here. We suck at going at the hand trap wars, or sorry, the coin flip, so Nibiru's our savior. 2 Called by the Graves, 1 Crossout Designator, 3 Imperm. This is the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the main deck. Now, going into extra deck, we're playing the 1 Corozzo. Corozzo is an extender that can definitely help you because you need tuners in this deck. So there is a situation where it does come up. 1 Azamina Sylvia. This is your Omni Negate, part of your end board that you want to build into. Mu Rusialago as an extender. Silvera, Risilla, and Diabell. Those are typically always going to be seen in White Forest decks. 1 Baron the Floor. These are your Synchro 10. We're playing 2 Cosmic Blazar Dragons. You play 2 because you're able to summon 2. 1 on your turn and 1 on your opponent's turn. Having 2 Omni Negate 4000 crazy beat sticks. 1 Crimson Dragon. Very, very beautiful. Glad I could get it in this Royal. Centurion Auxilla. This is your extender. You typically will go into this towards the end of your White Forest deck. 1 Typhon. Typhon becomes very handy when you go second to get rid of problematic monsters. Definitely a difficult hard card to use, but very useful. 1 Cross Sheep. Now, Cross Sheep is your extender. Typically, you're going to go into this with your Azamina engine. And lastly, 1 SP Little Knight and 1 Appaloosa. You could definitely go in the Appaloosa. Your end board is crazy. You have up to 8 interruptions. 4 of them being Omni Negates. So, yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this White Forest Centurion deck profile. Let's get into the main combo and side combos. If you guys have any questions about ratios, please let me know in the comments. It is very little bit different from something like what Moha Master Duel does. He has 3 or 2 Astellars because he emphasizes on normal summoning a Stellar. However, you can still go full combo without doing that, because the other difference is we're not playing the full Centurion package, so we are a little bit limited. But yeah, this is the deck profile. I spent a whole bunch of time on stream making this deck and finding the right cards to make it happen. Shout out to people like Rockstalkers for helping me build this deck, and the others that were on stream like Ben the Ripper. Thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate your guys' input. Let's get to combos. So I wanted to start off with just sharing a simulated full combo uninterrupted scenario. Just keep in mind, obviously, in practice, it may not always be like this, but if you can have insulation, let's say they just had like max C or something, you're able to stop it with this. For the main combo, you really just need LZ or Sylvie, doesn't matter which one, but LZ or Sylvie plus 1 spell or trap. That's all you need as full combo, quote unquote. So we'll start off. If you don't know how White Forest already works, hopefully this is a small introduction for it. We LZ to send our fodder spell or trap to special summon it. We typically add Sylvie. Now, there are other combos that emphasize a Stellar, but a Stellar is, in my opinion, it gets hand trapped too much. If I normal summon a Stellar and it gets imperm, it's over. But if it's Sylvie, you could still play. So when you normal summon Sylvie, we get Tails. Now, Tails, when we get Tails, we just synchro and send Tails as cost. So we synchro 6 into Rusilla. Rusilla sends Tails to grab us our extender LZ as Zamina. Effect of Tails to be set in the back row. Then we use Tails to get our other extender Rucia. We then special summon. Keep in mind this deck is very weak against Nib and Roll and Lock. It is a combo deck, of course, so it's only natural. We then synchro 8 to Diabell, our fodder boss monster now. So I like to chain 1 LZ and then chain 2 Diabell, just because we really want to get the Azamina engine up. So we're just gonna get stand-up Centurion. We already are gonna be able to get it, so pretend that is just some random spell and trap. We'll just also chain to special summon Sylvie back. We will get Deception of Sinful Spoils. We special summon Rucia. Now, pretending stand-up does not exist in our hand, we then synchro. Now, this is the pivot into Centurion now. This is how we pivot. We go into Auxilla. Auxilla effect. We get anything, we will get stand-up Centurion. We then place stand-up Centurion. And then, I want to finish off Azamina before we finish off Centurion. We tribute fodder Auxilla, we'll get it back later, for Hollowed Azamina. Hollowed Azamina to send Deception for a cost to summon Mu Rusilago. Now, this is where the Azamina engine is able to grab all 3 of these spells here. The Azamina, Elza Azamina searches for Deception to get Hollowed, Hollowed to get Wanted, and eventually Wanted will get Sinful Spoils. Morian. We then synchro into Baron. This is our first Omni negate. We then will get Hollowed Azamina from the grave to send back. I like to send back Mu Rusilago because we could sometimes use Elzat later. So now we pivot into Centurion things. So we'll use stand-up Centurion to send the other copy of stand-up Centurion, or the random spell or trap, to put Trudea to the back row. Trudea to special summon itself. Doesn't matter what you choose, so I'll say no. Effect to send it back to the back row, including the Primera. Primera special summons itself. Effect of Primera to grab us. Wake up Centurion. We'll then wake up Centurion here to get a level 8. That's important. Make sure it's level 8 to go to level 12. Now at this point, you just ignore stand up. That's only for your opponent's turn. We banish with the graveyard effect to send any Centurion to the graveyard. So we send Phalanx to the grave. We then banish to put Auxilla back to the field, defense position. Now, we could finally synchro 12 into the beautiful Crimson Dragon. Now, effect of Crimson Dragon, when it's special summon, we are indeed playing a Rumble. Synchro Rumble. You'll see why later. We then use the effect of Crimson Dragon to target Auxilla to go into the boss monster of the deck, Cosmic Blazar Dragon. Now because of this, we are not done. We could still extend. We use Rusia's graveyard effect to send back Diabell. And then we'll link into Cross Sheep using Auxilla and Rusia. And then we'll Hollowed Azamina and important Chain Wanted. Very important too with Cross Sheep if you don't know. Put the fusion where it's pointing. The bottom row. Right here, the bottom left. And then it triggers the effect. That's our third Omni Negate. Cross Sheep to special. Any level 4. You could choose anyone. I'll just bring back Rusia. And then we can Diabellstar. Sending anything in your hand. You cannot send anything on the field. We need that. So we will send LZ. And then Diabellstar gets us Morian. So then we do our final push to go into Cross Sheep, Diabell, and Rusia for a Synchro 3 Appaloosa, or Link 3 Appaloosa. I don't want to use Wanted here because I want to keep it for the grind game to get back Ilia Sylvia with Deception. So I just leave it there. And then lastly, we Synchro Rumble to get back. It doesn't matter what you choose, so I'll just choose Rusia again. And that is for follow-up with Trudea and main phase 1. So for this, we have 3 Omni Negates, 3 Monster Negates, Morian for a Book of Moon, and for opponent's main phase, we can bring back a Trudea to synchro into Cosmic Blazar Dragon, making actually 4 Omni Negate. That's 8 interruptions. If you're destined to lose if your opponent breaks this board. They have to have their Sphere mode or Lava Golem just to break it. And that is the end combo. I hope you guys enjoyed that, but just to show you, to summon the second Blazar on main phase 1, when our opponent tries to do something, like let's say they try to play something, we can negate it. First, it's important to know what to get rid of. You have to use Ilia Sylvia first as a negate to break it out of your field. But since we synchroed Auxilla, doesn't matter, we could just summon Trudea. When we summon Trudea, we'll change its level to 8, use stand-up Centurion. Mind you, you could leave it as level 4 if you want to, and you could still synchro into Diabellstar And then Diabellstar, if you have a spell or trap to send, you could probably send stand up or deception or Morian. Actually Morian, because of it can come back. Yeah, you can easily go into that and Book of Eclipse everything, or possibly Synchro 10. It depends however you play, because you could either even play Qingying in this deck, but it's a little too situational for that. So we just get the Crimson Dragon here. And then Crimson Dragon's effect, target the other level 12 to get the second Cosmic Blaze Arm. So that's your 4th Omni Negate, and they ended there. That was it, guys. Now, a situational play I'd like to also highlight, just in case you happen to have to play this way. You know, sometimes it just happens to be this way. Let's say you just had a Azamina card like Diabellstar and Stand-Up Centurion. You could still full combo at least with Stand-Up Centurion and no White Forest, assuming these are just two random cards. So let's just pretend we had Tails and that's it. So I will send this. Sorry, Diabellstar and just stand up. We can Deception here, grab Deception. Remember, Deception and all the other Azamina can get each other searched just by playing this way. So we Deception here. Hopefully you had a random monster like either a Centurion or something. We'll send Elzeth to get Hollowed. Hollowed to get Murcielago. Now it might sound crazy, assuming this is uninterrupted, you can get Wanted here. Because you're gonna get a hand sometimes like this, and you might get sometimes dead hands, because White Force is a 1.5 combo deck, that's why. And now, this is where the new card, it's kind of new, Porozo comes in. By sending Diabellstar and Murcielago, you will use this level 4 tuner. It's a tuner, guys, mind you guys. For the future. We will then go Hollowed to get back, or send back Murcielago. We could use Wanted still for free of cost. Obviously, this has to go uninterrupted to work, but it's nice to know you could pivot Azamina and Centurion together. So stand up to send our random card to put Trudea here. Trudea to summon. Doesn't matter whether you change your level or not, because you're gonna put it back to the back row to get Primera. Primera to search you. Wake up, Centurion. You're going to wake up. Level 8. And then we will banish Wake Up to send a trap. The Centurion trap. And then we will synchro to Auxilla. Auxilla effect to get the Centurion Gargoyle number 2. We will then send Trudea to go into special summoning. We can then go into Crimson with Porozo. Summoning. We get Synchro Rumble. Chain 2 to block it. And then Chain 3 to go for Cosmic Blazar. We now have follow-up, guys. Easy. And then we can, as a Mina, we could have actually sent, instead of the random card with Hold By, you could have sent Diabellstar as well, if you summoned it earlier. But either way, you can still bridge these two, so that's good to know. Now here I would probably send this to try to draw. We get Oath. Now, if you want to go to the second Cosmic Blazar, you'd have to Synchro Rumble by getting Corozzo back. And then in end phase, you will put Trudea on in the back row to synchro with this tuner. So with this, I need to pause here. Okay, we'll leave it there. With this, you have potentially 2 Omni Negates, or 3 Omni Negates, and that's it. And obviously, this is when you get interrupted that this is the only board you can go for. So yes, this is the other situational combo with having either just Diabellstar or having Deception of Sinful Spoils in your hand with Stand Up or Trudea. You can go full combo like. The other situational combo I want to highlight is specifically with Oath, because if you open Oath and a tuner or Sylvie more specifically, because we have 3 copies, it's pretty likely, or not likely, but it's very possible to open up these 2 cards in your hand. How to go full combo with it, because we have some insulation, but just assume we have these 2 cards here. Oath can basically give you full combo Centurion and end up having Cosmic Blazar Dragon and still go full combo with Sylvie. This is important just because these are the new support cards with Centurion. So we'll start off Oath by putting Trudea in the back row. Now keep in mind, because we have Trudea now in the back row, this card states that you can't special summon any cards in the extra deck except Centurion monsters so long as that card or original copy of it is in the field. So Trudea basically has to go at one point or the other. So it doesn't matter what you change here. Trudea can finally go down to back row to get Primera. Primera can special summon itself to get you Stand Up. Now with Stand Up, we're gonna pretend this is in the deck because eventually we are supposed to send this to the graveyard. So we'll Stand Up to send a filler card to get Gargoyle. Now Gargoyle's effect to special summon itself do not change levels. Now we have level 12. So we can Auxilla here. And when we Auxilla, we chain 1 Auxilla, chain 2 Gargoyle. To get Wake Up Centurion. Wake Up is going to be to send the trap to the grave. So we will Wake Up. It's important to Wake Up right now because you only could do it when you have a continuous spell or trap. And then we'll special summon Gargoyle to break us free from the Oath lock. And then we normal summon Sylvie. This is how you basically go full combo with White Forest now and full combo with Centurion. Yeah, uninterrupted, of course, assuming. We get tails. We use tails to get us LZ. LZ to send stand up. So this is pretty combo heavy here. To get LZ Azamina, its sister. At this point, we don't have any spells and traps to send to... Actually, we send this. That's supposed to be for the trap, that's why. And then we can then synchro into Rusilla. We can't use Rusilla's effect, unfortunately. We don't have a spell or trap. The point is, you can go full combo White Forest. Now, chain 1 effect to get Wake Up. Chain 2. We get Deception. We then send Rusilla back. Use this as tuner fodder for Crimson. Crimson Dragon will get a Synchro Rumble. Keep in mind, Synchro Rumble will lock you to synchros, so don't use it just yet. And then Deception. Sending either one, it doesn't matter. Ogre for Hollowed. Hollowed to get Mu Rusialago. To get us Wanted. You then can Cross Sheep. Activate Hollowed to send back we then Hollowed for Wanted. To get another Omni Negate here. Ilia Sylvia. Effect of Cross Sheep. Doesn't matter what you get because it's going to be fodder, so we'll just get back Sylvie. We then we then go into Apollosa. So 2 Banish. Bring this back. And lastly, Synchro Rumble. Unfortunately we can't use Diabellstar because of clutter. but that is our full board. Now the reason we do this is because this lets us bring back Trudea. We'd rather value Trudea, or we could bring this. It doesn't matter which one, but we'll put back Trudea to synchro into Cosmic. It's important that Ilia Sylvia is the target to get rid of, but did he just end phase? Yeah, he did. So I couldn't use it. If I use Ilia Sylvia, it'll open up a space for Trudea to open up and be able to be special summon for our second cosmic dragon. So in total, this would be 3 omni negates, 3 monster negates, a Book of Eclipse. That's it. 7 plus the 1 Ash Blossom. In total on the field, that is 7 interruptions just by using Oath plus 1 Sylvie. That's basically the combo. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's go into replays. So for our first duel, we are playing against Tenpai, and we go first because I believe they make us go first. And thankfully they didn't have a bunch of hand traps to go second and just obliterate us. We have full gas here, and with a little bit of insulation, Nibiru is not good against Tenpai. However, we managed, thankfully they didn't have anything to stop us, and we go full gas just to show again the full main combo. So first thing we do, we use LZ's effect to send stand-up Centurion. Thankfully we started off with a spell and trap to send back to the graveyard for cost, because we'll eventually get it back with Diabell. So we send stand-up to get LZ, because we already have Sylvie. Sylvie normal to get Tails. Synchro into Rusilla. Rusilla to send Tails. Tails to get Woes, because we already have Tails in our hand. That's the other target. Special summon LZ. Play Tails to get Rucia, our other extender with that. Summon into Diabell. Diabell to get Wake Up Centurion. Chain for LZ, and then chain 3 to get Sylvie to send back Rusilla. So Sylvie's gets special summon, LZ gets Deception, and Diabell gets us our stand-up. So we're our full combo and bridging easily into Centurion after the White Forest. We summon Rucia to send Woes, because that's free of cost. Woes to set. Synchro into 12 with Centurion Axilla. We already have stand-up, so we really doesn't matter what we get here. We get the second copy just in case, so pretend we don't have stand-up, and that's how you bridge into White Forest Centurion. We use stand-up, we use Deception to tribute Axilla to get Hollowed to get Murcielago to extend. Now Murcielago gets us all our cards like Morian, Wanted. So Azamina gets us Wanted here. We synchro into Baron de Fleur. Mind you, we are nib. We're definitely nib exposed with this type of combo deck. However, thankfully they did not have that. Hollowed Azamina to send back to get Hollowed. We finally send that random copy of Sylvie to get Trudea to set in the back row. Premier the special to get Wake Up Centurion. This is pretty linear here. Wake Up Centurion to get a level 8 token. Wake Up to send to the Flax to the grave to banish to get back our level 12. Synchro into Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon to target, and also get Synchro Rumble. Summoning into our boss monster, Blazar Dragon. Rumble. Sends back to go into Cross Sheep. Now the reason we do that is because we are going to summon our second Omni Negate here. So yeah, we use Rucia to send back Diabell, so we're done with the White Forest card. Hollowed, chaining with Wanted. We get Wanted. Ilia Sylvia to special summon on Cross Sheep's point. Cross Sheep, we get back Sylvie. We send a copy of Wake Up to get Diabellstar's Morian. Link 3 into Appaloosa. Synchro Rumble. Now the reason we do that and we're finally locked into Synchro Monster is because we're gonna use Trudea to go into our second Cosmic Blazar. End phase. We set Deception because we don't care about drawing, because we care about the grind game with Ilia Sylvia. For this, we have 4 Omni Negates. 1 Blazar Dragon would be coming on main phase 1 of our opponent's turn, so that's 4 Omni Negates, 2 being 2 Cosmic Blazars, 1 Ilia Sylvia, 1 Baron, that's 4, 3 Appaloosa Monster Negates, so that's 7, Sinful Spoils Morian, that's 8 as a Book of Eclipse, and Woes, that's 9. 9 interruptions there, and plus the 2 hand traps. That is 11 interruptions that we could possibly do to our opponent with 5 cards in their hand. Let's go. Main phase 1, our opponent Sky Striker mobilized. It is very important to use Ilia Sylvia to get out of the board, typically as your first negate, because we want to just summon Trudea and just go into our second Cosmic Blazar as the target. That's why. So we chain Trudea here. You're playing defense here. If they don't let you special summon this card, this is bad, because you want your second Cosmic Blazar. We change its level, we negate that, and they scoop, because they know there's too much interruptions for a hand like that to play that. Going on to the next duel. Now, I believe we're fighting second duel, another Tenpai deck, just to show off how you can go crazy if your opponent does not stop you with hand traps. So our hand, we send Trudea to try to bait with Diabellstar, just in case they do anything, because if they negate this, that means we could possibly use a Stellar. A Stellar is our true starter that we at all costs want to go through, because if we do not, we can't go full combo. Opponent lets us get Deception. We try to bait again with Deception. If they don't negate this, we use a Stellar. Thankfully, they had nothing. We use a Stellar to send. They try to maxi us. Thankfully, we had Crossout Designator to negate. And I believe that's the rest of all their interruptions. So a Stellar explodes. Sylvie here. Sylvie gets us Tails. Let's fast forward. Rusilla sending Tails. Tails to get set. They Perulias. Now this kind of sucks. They stop our summon with a Stellar. However, we can still extend here. Now, mind you, they will draw for every card we summon in hand. They will draw a few because of these 2 cards here. LZ to special. They draw. We go into Diabell here. Diabell gets us back our Deception. LZ to chain. We get Sinful Spoil. So mind you, we don't have this card at the time. We took it out. Just pretend this was supposed to be a Morian or a Wanted. That's why. I was testing it out at the time, and I ended up not liking it. We were messing around with Guardian Chimera and Rabbit. However, don't worry too much about that. It doesn't really change the combo line. Deception to chain with Hollowed. get Murcielago. We get Wanted. Using LZ to send Sinful Spoils. Rucia is our extender. We set that. We use the effect to chain. They unfortunately Bystial us here. So this was a little bit difficult because we don't want them to Ball Drake us. So we are gonna set everything face down, thankfully. They will get a card after. Unfortunately, before we do, they get our Silvera banished. Setting it face down. See a special. Going into Centurion things now. Centurion and Rucia to send back so we can go into Baron. Now, mind you, the reason we're playing this way is because our combo got interrupted heavily with Stellar and Sylvie getting banished. But we can still go full combo with Centurion. Baron to top set. Use stand up. Murcielago to get us hollowed. Sending Veiler to get Trudea. Trudea to set itself with Primera. Primera to normal special summon it for Wake Up. That's pretty linear here. Wake Up to get a level 8. Synchro into Crimson Dragon. At the time we don't have Synchro Rumble, I believe. So we just go into Cosmic Blazar. Hollowed to go into Azamina Ilia Sylvia. Wanted to banish to send back and draw one. Wake Up Centurion to send Flax. Now opponent tries to special summon here. Thankfully at end phase Cosmic Blazar Dragon can do its thing. We banish it and negate and destroy. That was basically free right there. Deception to set itself at end phase. Auxilia to send itself for our second Blazar Dragon. Now in this, you have to send Sylvia so you can open up your board and synchro summon, that's why. So for this, we have 3 Omni Negates and 1 Nibiru. That's 4 interruptions here. We were somewhat disrupted due to Bystials. Opponent uses Maxi. We don't take the bait here because we don't care if they draw. Opponent uses Blaster Dragon Ruler. Sending for cost, we knew that we had to negate that. So we use Ilia Sylvia, sending it to the grave, banishing, or negating. Opponent just quits with 2 cards left. Exactly the same amount as our negates there. Now, for this is another great example of going full combo uninterrupted, going against Naturia Runick. And starting off, we use LZ, our starter, to get Sylvie. Robe Woes setting itself, Sylvie getting us Tails. Synchro summoning into Rusilla. Rusilla sending Tails to get our 2 extenders in our hand already, Rucia and LZ. We set Tails, getting a Stellar. All our White Forest cards have finally been in use. We send to the grave because we has a graveyard effect Stellar. For Diabellstar, Diabellstar gets us Deception. Special summon our 2 extenders. Sending Deception because we have no spells and traps to target. It was just a free draw, that's why. Going into Diabell to get our Deception back, and also Wanted because we're gonna fodder it and use Wanted. Deception, summon, going into Auxilia, going into Centurion stuff. Wake Up, played, Deception to tribute Auxilia, sending Wanted to get another body, synchroing into Cross Sheath. We go to Hollowed to get Murcielago. Cross Sheep chaining to get Morion and special summon Sylvie, having more tuners in hand. We use Trudea to drop itself, Primera to special summon itself, getting Wake Up to special summon level 8, using Wake Up to banish itself to get Flack, synchroing into Baron, Lucia descending back Priscilla, synchro or link 4 into Apollosa, banishing Flax to summon back Godzilla, synchroing into Crimson Dragon to get Synchro Rumble. This is for extender at the end of the turn, targeting Axilla into Cosmic Blazar, Hollow to send back, Hollow to get Azumina Sylvia to send Morion, and then Morion's Graveyard effect to set itself back, banishing it when it's used, Rumble to get back a tuner, ending here. Deception to be set. Literally all our field has been used. With this, we have 4 Omni Negates, 1 Cosmic Blazar on your opponent's turn, Sylvie, 2 Cosmic Blazar and Baron de Flor, 3 Monster Negates, 1 Morion, 1 Book of Eclipse. That's 9 interruptions against our opponent. With 6 cards in their hand, they play Runick Destruction to try to destroy. We just vanished there. Honestly, we didn't even have to do that because this card can't even be destroyed if you have... Yeah, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while you control a Centurion monster. So that's a mistake on my end. They Runick Smiting Storm, so we just banish or negate with Baron. They use Runick Slumber to try to special summon. We summon Trudea to try to get our second Cosmic Blazar. Level 8. They get Sleipnir. Negate. And yeah, we use Stand Up. They try to banish, so we can't, so we use Apollosa to negate that. So we target our second Cosmic and a forfeit. Next move. We go first and we are fighting Blue Eyes. We actually go, this is a situational game, which is a great highlight of going first against Blue Eyes with only Centurion cards. Mind you, this hand is kind of weak, because if it gets negated anything, we almost just lose. So we Centurion Primera, they try to Ash, we need to stop that. So we use Call by the Grave there to banish it, negate it, get Stand Up to play to send Centurion of Flax, Trudea to special, putting it down, Centurion Gargoyle to special, synchroing into Axilla to get, I believe, Wake Up, and then we get Gargoyle. Yes, we get Wake Up. We set and we end. The reason we end here is because we're gonna go into Cosmic Blazar Dragon this turn. So for this, we have 1 Omni Negate and 1 Monster Negate, and that's it. With 5 cards in their hand, not looking too good. Our opponent uses Lordy Load, so we're just gonna go into Centurion stuff right now. So we special summon Wake Up Centurion for level 8 token. Primera, they get their starter. We synchro and chain so it doesn't get stopped. For our second copy of Trudea, we went through all our Centurion combo already. Going into Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon to target. Going to Cosmic Blazar Dragon. And they quit. I don't know why, but yeah. So our opponent's going first and they're playing Memento. Now mind you, I have no idea how to play against Memento. I'm gonna be straight up with you. They are a very combo deck and can depend. They're very hand dependent. They end with setting 2, having their Tatsu to go in. So we normal summon Sylvie, special summon LZ to get Rusilla, chain LZ. That's more important to chain 2 to chain block, and they forbidden dropless, which is okay because we can still play here. Negating Rusilla. We get Deception, set Tails from being sent, getting us LZ to send Morian, special summoning to get our Rucia, Defender, Queen Diabell to come out, Diabell to get us back Morian, playing Deception to send Nibiru, go into Sylvia to try to negate anything that they have, Sylvie to send back Rusilla, synchroing into Auxilla. Now we're a full combo here, and the reason we feel confident, they only have 3 cards left. Wake up to get us Trudea to set back down for Primera to special to get Wake Up to get level 8 token, synchro into Crimson. They super poly us here. They're out, which really does hurt us here. Not the best. They go into Star Source. Wake Up Centurion to banish, to send Flax. White Force Rucia to send. And we get back our Auxilla here. Synchro into Baron. This was a pretty gritty duel. Destroy. Battle phase attack. No cards left in their hand. We have 1 Omni Negate and 1 Book of Eclipse here. 2 Omni Negates, my mistake. So for this, we have follow-up as well. So here we have 2 Omni Negates, 3 with on their turn with the Cosmic Blazar Dragon here, special summoning the 2 Centurions, and they have no cards in their hand. That was a pretty situational duel where sometimes it doesn't go your way and they have their out, but the deck still has gas to still build a board and for follow. Doing another round against Memento here. Again, not really knowing what Mementos can do. They managed to still go full combo here. I don't really know how they play, so I just ogre that, and they actually cross out that. So with the only thing we have left is Nibiru. I'm not too sure how the deck runs again, but they just do Memento things, summoning and destroying things, and synchro fusion summoning things. So here, I believe soon we will Nibiru them once I feel comfortable about it, because they can always summon. So seeing what they're doing here, they're just adding cards, destroying cards, special summoning cards. So I thought maybe soon it would be a good time to nib them right here while they don't have anything on their board. Accidentally special summon in defense, that was the accident, and they still managed to summon, which gets me a little bit discouraged. Destroying to get follow-up, but I think I staggered them enough here because they go to Sprite Elf, putting away a bunch of cards, summoning back their boss monster, 5,000 attack, and they, yes. Thankfully here with Nib Nib, going to Typhon. Typhon was clutch here, sending this card back. as they're trying to fusion summon into Memento Twin Dragon. Effect to send that back. Stand up Centurion, stand up to send Trudea to have that. I can't normal or special, so we just attack with this Typhon, set 1, and pass. We have here just one banish. A Memento Destroy, send 2. They try to special summon here. Thankfully, Called by the Grave cancels that. End phase. They surrender. That was a very good comeback, all thanks to Nib. We love Nib and Typhon. Now this duel, we're fighting Primite and what is it? Fiendsmith Primite. Our opponent just end phases here. That was crazy there. So meaning they either have a whole bunch of hand traps or they brick, bro. So we start off by using Deception to send for Gargoyle, and they Snow Rabbit. That was a good bait here because we'll end up using Sylvie to bring that back. Normal summon Sylvie, hoping they don't have anything. Getting Tails. Using Tails. Tails get us LZ. LZ sends White Woes to get our second extender. LZ special. Synchroing into Drusilla. Drusilla chain 1, sending that. LZ chain 2 to get us back a Sinful Spoil card. Mind you, we are running out of time throughout this duel, so we go into Queen Diabell. Queen Diabell gets us Woes. They end up Bystialing us, which sucks. Getting rid of our extender. Have less. Lucia specials. Synchroing our gates into Centurion stuff. Centurion, as normal, gets a stand up. Stand up sends Morian, Trudea, and they nib us. Now, it's not looking good here. Really not good here. So we go into Diabellstar here. Diabellstar gets us Wanted, and we end phase there. This was very demoralizing, but a close battle nonetheless. Opponent goes. They Lordy load. We Ash Blossom that, thankfully. They go into Typhon. They try to battle phase here. So we just go into Woes by sending back Diabellstar, and they end up quitting. I guess they didn't really have a play, and Typhon was their only out that we were gonna set and still had follow-up. So this duel is a mirror match. Our opponent is Centurion Bystials, while we are Centurion White Warriors. Opponent uses Bystial Lubellion to get what is that card called? Magnahut. They normal summon Primera. Primera to send Trudea. Trudea to special summon itself, which technically goes through, and they end phase here. We use LZ to send Flax, that we want that in the grave, that's why, to get Sylvie. They synchro into Legatia, which was very smart. You draw one and pop. We Deception here. Sending Nibiru, because we know we're not going to use it. Go into Mu Rusialago here. Try to extend. Mu gets Effect Failure, which is what we want to try to negate that, and it still gets negated. We are breaking through all their boards and eating their hand traps, because Sylvie is our true summon here. So, in the end, we lose this chain. Normal summon Sylvie to get us Tails. Tails to get us LZ. Summon to go into Rusilla. Rusilla to get us Wanted. Sending back, they unfortunately Bystial us there. Not the best. Going into Auxilla. Going into our own Fiend Centurion thing. Centurion sending Trudea. Trudea to special. Trudea to put Primera to get us Wake Up. Get 8. Crimson Dragon to get Synchro Rumble. Targeting to go into Cosmic. Battle phase. Attack card here. Attack card there. Setting Deception. And setting Primera for follow-up. For this, we have 2 Omni Negates here. Opponent tries to summon. We Trudea here. And Primera's Chain. Level 8. Going into Chaining LZ and going into Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon gets us our second Omni Negate. They try to get Lubellion, use the effect to set that. We banish Cosmic Blazar to banish negate. We also negate that, so they don't have a grind game. So we're out of stuff. And mind you, this was during stream. I had 0 seconds left. I was not even playing anymore. So all I did was hold the off button here and let my opponent cook. From Primus, I was sad here. I was just watching them play and I was just like accepting here. But I think they did not have enough to extend into anything. They are summoning pretty good cards. Both here. And it. Knowing they couldn't have gone into Synchro 12, that's why we end up winning. Our final game. During stream, this was kind of embarrassing because I become a button masher here. Not very proud of my performance, but we normal summon Sylvie to get Mulcharmy. We negate that, and we go actually full combo in this with a Stellar, making it even more explosive. Summon the Rusilla. Rusilla sends Tails, getting LZ. We special summon a Stellar. Special summon LZ. Use Tails to get our other extenders, Lucia. Going into Diabell. Chaining to get Imperm. To get Deception. Deception to get Special. Going into Auxilla. Auxilla gets a stand up. Stand up. Sending Auxilla, Hollowed Azamina to get us Murcielago. Moo to get us Wanted. Synchroing into Baron. Moo getting sent back for Hollowed. Sending Diabellstar. Trudea to Primera to get Wake Up into level 8. Wake Up Banish. Get Flax Banish to get level 12 Auxilla. Synchro, Crimson Dragon to go into Cosmic Blazar. Chaining, get back Diabellstar and Ilios. Now I think this was a little bit different because we're testing. We go into Little Knight here. Little Knight to banish. Because we were testing, we end up here. So with this we have 4 Omni Negates, 1 Banishment, or 1 Banishment, 1 Imperm, and 1 Maxi. That's 7 interruptions here. Opponent goes, they find the out here in Lava Golem, our Cosmic, and Baron. So we're only down to 1 Omni negate. The dimension shifter, we don't want that. We need our things to go to the graveyard, our stuff. Banish that. They have 3 cards left in their hand. I'm all panicked, knowing what am I gonna do here? I special synchro into Queen Diabell. Now the reason we do that is for the Book of Eclipse, that's why. Sending away stand up because we no longer need it. Opponent tries to summon. Heart of Blue Eyes. We set everything. Stellar coming back from the grave. Opponent gets Millennium on. This is where I messed up. I summoned Silvera too early. What I should have done was summon right now, but I messed up. I was button mashing. If I did it now with Diabellstar, right when he uses an effect and can negate this card, we actually could have chain blocked with a Stellar and end up setting everything down. Fortunately, it didn't go that way. Opponent swings for 6,000 attack and sets a bomb for us. So, unfortunately, it's not looking good. Take 1,000. We try to negate here. We send the chain to try to get Priscilla here. Priscilla to send the Deception to get Woes. Hollowed Asmina to send back Sylvia. Wanted to banish itself to draw something. We go in attack mode. Send back Sylvie. Opponent bombs the field. The reason we do that, we're running out of time, by the way, guys. We try to bait that. Now they shouldn't have anything else. Send back normal. They use the effect. We ash that, thankfully. Because they have 6,000 life points left with a 0 attack. We can smash into that for like 5,000 attack. So we synchro into Silvera here with a 10 seconds on the clock. Flip everything face down, battle phase. Attack. That's game. Kinda sloppy, but was also fun at the same time. So that was the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed those replays with White Forest Centurion. It was very fun streaming this deck, comboing off, having an almost unbreakable board. The only weakness again with this deck, mind you, this is not a tier 1 deck, meta defining. It's just a fun combo deck, in my opinion. Can play through a few hand traps, and sometimes can still be played with a half board when you get interrupted. But when you do have a full board, it's almost like a 99% win rate, other than getting lava golemed or like, you know, sphere moded. Yeah, there's almost no outs against Cosmic Blazar Dragon. It is a really fun and strong card. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments to tweak this deck. This deck was really fun to make. We like Centurion. We hope it could stay as a deck. We're probably going to continue playing Centurion in other variants. However, I don't want to invest any more into it and get like more Emblas or get Prius. It's Primus. It's because it's expensive and we are saving our gems. That's why. As much as I want to spend for the deck, I have the funds, but we just want to save for future formats. That's why. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys are the best. You guys continue to help me make fun decks that I like to play. Hope we could do better with this deck. Thank you guys. Take care.